It's not, and that's okay.
No, if the chain thought me, God darn it, my cousin might ask everybody. And that's okay. Hold on 1 second.
Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Practice makes perfect. Some days you may have a good day, a bad day. You never had hate in your vein. You understood how to control your feelings. It's a train of thought for me that matter your culture, your religion, coming from poverty and pain. They would never understand how you actually handle that situation. They try to discourage you, but God allows you to see a vision they can relate to, balance when it comes to your self-worth, when it comes to knowledge that God endowed within you. That energy is different. You wasn't trying to project mommy and daddy issues when it came to that conversation at the end of the day because someone didn't know how to respect you, love you, or protect you. You know, when it comes to maturing, acting your body weight, your shoe size, they would never understand how you overcome a storm when they try to do you wrong. They try to dim your light when it comes to reverse psychology, mind games, throwing spoil right to left, all because they lack self-control, all because of the fact they didn't have the proper clarity, understanding, hold on second, self-awareness, truly bother their mental health because you understood your confidence, maintaining the smile coming from poverty and pain. You know how it feels to be on that empty stomach when folks try to disrespect you out loud to see you down. How you had your next door neighbor, different tax bracket, telling you every move like a bad habit. They didn't understand the whole like you didn't have to get physical with folks at the end of the day besides speaking truth. It's a train of thought for me. Then matter culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. You matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself, malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And my content is not for everyone. Everybody doesn't handle conversations the same. You have different cultures, religions, sexual orientations, and folks with disabilities in different age groups. Everybody has a different personality. It doesn't matter what job site you on. It doesn't matter what environment that you in. Everybody has a different personality. No, nobody's better than the next person, but it's called respect, neighbor. Someone is not trying to hurt you or themselves. They're not trying to get physical to make you the issue. But when you step on someone's toes and disrespect them out loud, you want to see them down, don't see them frown. When they speak up for themselves, they dead ass wrong. Now you want to get physical, don't spoil like they was truly the issue. Now you trying to antagonize someone's character traits. It be the train of thought for me how someone can truly think. You didn't like the fact that someone's IQ was higher than yours. It didn't matter your tax bracket on your rainy day. It be the train of thought for me how someone was able to hold the conversation. And then you try to paint the narrative they slow, stupid, or retarded, dysfunctional, and they got behavior problems. But that was never the case because you got lack of self control when it came to your own discipline. Didn't matter if your mother and your father was in the household at the end of the day. How you try to shortchange somebody their life at the end of the day. How you try to shortchange them mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, even emotionally, saying that they were so unstable. Or because you wanted to control the narrative because of your tax bracket that day with your bad habits. It'd be the train of thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks feel because their tax bracket or they work in certain departments that they can control the narrative of someone's life when someone wasn't being disrespectful in no shape or form. It's a train of thought for me. You wouldn't want someone to do that to one of your loved ones. Before your boss got involved, the stuff that you was doing behind closed doors was dead ass wrong. Folks, I'm talking about a bad habit, but fuck it. Your mask fell off when it came to your lack of self-control. When it comes to your self-esteem, it's the end that you forgot the hell. Talking about you so mature, but you acting your shoe size, not your body weight. How you carrying yourself. Damn, it tells a lot about your character traits. How this type of stuff actually happens. It shouldn't be no reason why your boss or your supervisor has to step in as an adult to tell you that you was dead ass wrong for bothering someone, for antagonizing someone, and they wasn't even bothering you. You said what you said that day. You did what you did that day. Was it called for? Absolutely not. How someone goes into an environment to go take care of their business and they being disrespected right to left. It doesn't matter if it's a supermarket, the bank. It doesn't matter someone's tax bracket. Someone went into the store. Someone went to the beauty supply store. It doesn't matter what subject of a store or establishment it is. If it's private owned or not. Respect's a two-way street. It should be no reason why someone is putting their hands on somebody because someone lacks self-discipline. It should be no reason why someone is projecting spell work towards somebody because you lack self-control. And you like the fact that someone was speaking the truth. Your service was poor. You was disrespecting somebody. Oh no, they wanted to do it, understand an even exchange. Was respect their neighbor, but you wanted to project pain. So that innocent person walked away to speak to an adult that day because you couldn't act your body weight.
No, you have to drink off of me. Customer service.
You ever got on the phone with customer service and someone didn't understand how you was interpreting the conversation? And because they didn't understand you, you asked to speak to someone else so they would be able to communicate with you better. Because it shouldn't be no reason why you're on the phone more than an hour or two with customer service. And only for you to speak to a supervisor, or not just a supervisor, speak to someone that actually has knowledge of that department. And to understand that y'all both were on the same page, and the process went more faster than how you spoke to the first person, compared to you don't have to repeat yourself multiple times now. You know, that's what happens when you work with customer service, being on the same page. How it was respectful. They acknowledge your service. They acknowledge that thank you for calling in and letting us know what can we do moving forward. How can we fix this problem so we won't have it again? You know, someone calling to customer service, and you know how when you get on the phone with customer service, you already have to be on that hold wait period. It depends on what consumer, you speak to in that department, or you as the consumer who you're reaching out to, and who establishment you're calling. Because you may be on the phone for a 30-minute wait, an hour wait.
Who the hell wants to stay on the goddamn phone for all that goddamn long? You ever put the fucking phone down and walked away from the shit?
And had it on speaker and started doing something else with your life. And only realized that, hold on 1 second. I didn't sign up for this conversation. Why did the phone hang up? I gotta call back again. I just wanted to ask one question. How this type of stuff actually happens. How it doesn't matter what service it is. When you are dealing with a consumer, respect's a two-way street. It doesn't matter if it's a management company and what type of management company it is. There's multiple different types of management companies when it comes to establishments. A consumer comes to you and acknowledges, hey, this is how I've been handled. It shouldn't matter about how Brenda, Paul, Tom, Dick, and Harry have been handled in the future, in the past, or what their experience was. If someone is coming to you and saying, hey, this is what happened to me, this is what happened to that person, and they don't have to manipulate or lie about the situation. It'd be the train of thought for me. That's like you going into a convenience store that you always go in for years, and then someone is having a bad day today. And you normally, this is not how this person consumes themselves. So you're saying that they're a little off today, but it's not. It wasn't one time, but it was the second time that you actually had this interaction with somebody, and you said to yourself, you spoke to somebody about it. Like, this is unacceptable. It should be no reason why someone is being aggressive to me. It should be no reason why someone is discriminating against me. It should be no reason why someone is trying to bring harm to me. And it doesn't matter if that's your first time going to this environment, if you've been going to an establishment for years or not. It shouldn't matter. Respect's a two-way street, especially you as a consumer. And not just you as a consumer, but you as a human. And when you're dealing with people in an environment and you have a job description, respect's a two-way street. What you reciprocate and you dish out at the end of the day, you should be respected as well. And especially someone is not being disrespectful to you in no shape or form. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. People pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to discriminate against. It doesn't matter if you've been on a job site or you went to this restaurant for over 20, 30, 40 years. You're going to come across certain individuals with different personalities, because we all don't carry ourselves the same. But when someone doesn't have malicious intentions towards you, it should be no reason why you decide to listen to he say, she say, and someone told you about someone's character traits, and you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to test the waters and see what I can get, what I can feed off of this person, and kick them down, and then try to blackmail them in the future. Or matter of fact, because this person is disabled, nobody's going to believe them anyway. Or because this person doesn't have nobody to vouch for them or stick up for them, I'm going to be able to control the narrative of this person's reality, and nobody's going to believe them. How this type of stuff actually happens. Just because you are a single woman or a single man and you go into certain establishments and certain individuals may see you in a certain environment and they see that nobody's coming and going with you, or even when they pick and choose and bully children too. They see the child going into the store, they would shortchange that baby of change until the parent has to come outside and say, hold on 1 second. I know what I sent my child outside for, and I know how much it costs. Did the price change? And then the customer service is saying no. So why did you shortchange my baby? Change at the end of the day. Give me the right change. And that person manipulated the situation because there's no reason why you're smiling. It's mothers and fathers that help deal with that situation where they send their child into the store as, letting them take that step of having responsibilities going into the store by themselves. And it should be no reason why customer service is saying, you know what, I'm going to bully you. I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to do this. It should be no reason why a mother's asking for footages or a father's asking for footages and seeing at the end of that transaction when that child placed that money in that woman or man's hand. And for them to sit there and say, oh, well, I didn't know.
Hey, you goddamn know what the hell you was doing, goddamn it. It was you.
Now that mother and father doesn't feel safe going into that store. Now that child feels manipulated now in the future because now they're going to feel like everybody's going to do them the same. And now a mother and father has to sit down with that child and to acknowledge it to them when before you leave out the store. I understand you said that you counted it, but then you said that somebody was playing in your face. Now that child is hesitating to go into a store. Now that the child is traumatized now because someone manipulated that baby at such a young age. How this type of stuff actually happens. It doesn't matter if you're an adult or not, because adults get done the same way too. How an adult can go into the store regardless if they're disabled or not. They go into an environment, they pay for something, they take out the cash real quick, and then they realize that, hold on 1 second, I counted my money. But when you're supposed to trust somebody to put the money back in your hand, only to realize that, hold on 1 second, it wasn't the same change. They shortchanged you. And then you got to sit there and watch a camera, then watching a camera with somebody, and somebody behind you saw that what you gave to somebody, because someone would do this. You give somebody $20 and something only costed $5. The person would sit there and say, no, you only gave me a $5 bill. No, you only gave me a $10 bill. And the whole entire time you gave them a $20 bill. How this type of stuff actually happens. It may not happen in your household, but it's happening in someone's household. And that person wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. Some situations where some people, they act out of what you would call a character, but they're not acting out of character. They're actually speaking how they feel at the moment because of the fact that you just play in their face, and they're not wrong because they was far from a crash out. They acknowledge that they're going to call the police. They acknowledge that you're dead ass wrong. And you feel like they're being aggressive towards you. They're being disrespectful towards you because you just played in their face. It'd be the same thought for me until it happens to your household and you say, you know what? Well, I have a community. We don't do stuff like that or whatever case may be. People pick and choose who they want to bully and discriminate against. My content is not for everybody. And it doesn't matter what establishment you work for, at the end of the day, respect's a two-way street. Someone goes to you to have something fixed. Someone goes to you to have something cooked. It should be no reason why you sending stoic towards somebody. It should be no reason why you have the mindset of projecting a hate crime towards somebody because someone decided to speak up for themselves. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day because you was dead ass wrong. Now you want to bring harm towards somebody because you lack self-control. Well, it doesn't matter about your tax bracket at the end of the day. How you said that someone's a bum, B-I-T-C-H, and they don't do nothing with their life all day long. You don't know what somebody's doing all day long at the end of the day. It's disgusting to see how folks will go to the extreme as to hacking people's devices, having someone under surveillance and watching their every move because someone lives in a certain environment, or they have someone being followed and gang stalked in different communities because someone lacks self-control because of the fact that someone spoke up for themselves, and someone doesn't like the fact that, oh my God, now who's watching me watch me at the end of the day as to what I did to this person. If you didn't antagonize somebody, that person wouldn't be speaking up for themselves. It's the train of thought for me. If you didn't antagonize somebody, they wouldn't be speaking up for themselves. If you didn't have to threaten somebody's life, they wouldn't be speaking up for themselves. You know, when you said to somebody, nobody's going to believe you, that person would have left it alone a long time ago. But when you threaten somebody's life and said that nobody's going to believe you because you're going to make sure of it, and you're going to have multiple individuals in different communities, different tax brackets go against the innocent person, it tells a lot about your character traits. It doesn't matter what job position you have at the end of the day. Someone did not want you to lose your job. Someone wanted to be able to provide for your family. Someone wasn't trying to get you locked up. It's a train of thought for me. When you antagonize somebody and you threaten their life and all together, and then when they speak up for themselves, now they're the bully. Now they're the snitch, the bitch that you call them at the end of the day. But you bothered them. You antagonize them. Just because you treat one person one way, behind closed doors is individuals that don't know how you treat the next person. It's a train of thought for me. Just like people that hurt people and they wind up on on a TV scene and as to certain crimes. Oh, we thought Confusion was such a loving person.
No, Confusion damn sure wasn't. No. Confusion was a rapist.
Confusion was out here hurting innocent people. Confusion was out here causing confusion. It didn't matter if Confusion came from poverty and pain. It didn't matter if Confusion had a mother and father that was established and had money at the end of the day to put them into the proper right school or not. Confusion was out here saying people their free will. And then Confusion will go into certain communities and help organizations to provide for the community at the end of the day, but they was behind closed doors causing confusion. Confusion wasn't a good person in their household, but they made sure that their children was okay. Confusion was a cheater. Confusion was a manipulator behind closed doors, but Confusion wore a mask and painted themselves to be something that they truly wasn't. Only to realize, hold on one second, it caught up to Confusion. I never gave no next door neighbor no tax bracket to use my creativity as their own. Today is currently July 6, 2025. Just because you worked in an environment or you know somebody for a very long time, people pick and choose who they want to discriminate against. People pick and choose who they want to bully. My content is not for everybody. And I could repeat any he say, she say conversation. And one thing I don't do is run from my past. And I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to see how an individual will go into a certain environment and people will act like that this person is for the environment. They'll be welcoming and all this type of stuff or whatever the case may be. And then because you may be disabled or because you have certain things going on in your life, you're not trying to hurt yourself or others around you. How individuals will say that they will use what you got going on in your life to manipulate a situation. So it will be more believable that the narrative actually looks true. And that's really disgusting. There's so many people that's incarcerated right now because of this. There's so many people that lost their life behind this because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. It didn't matter someone's tax bracket when it comes to the upbringing, if they came from poverty or pain or not. Someone was just incarcerated because of the fact that someone decided to say, I'm going to control the narrative of your life. And because I'm able to control the narrative of your life, I'm going to get you locked up, put you in a cycle. And I'm going to paint you out to be something you're truly not. And because I have so many people in different tax brackets, it's going to be very believable. And nobody had to, in this person didn't have to do anything to nobody besides be their authentic self. Now someone is put behind a bar or put behind a wall because someone lacked self-control, because someone didn't like the fact that because someone spoke up for themselves. It may not be happening in your household, but it's happening in someone else's household. You know, gang stalking is rolling to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's disgusting to see how people use their spiritual gifts to go up against an innocent person because they lack self-control when it comes to discipline. And then when an innocent person speaks up, they want to label this person crazy.
But what the hell wrong with your IQ score, you goddamn fool? No, for real. Make it make sense. I never understood this weird shit at the end of the day. You using your motherfucking spell work at the end of the day to kick somebody down. You trying to cause motherfucking confusion in somebody's life. You sending spell work towards somebody so they won't be emotionally available, so they won't have a love life, so they'll be miserable. They won't be able to heal. They won't do this. They won't do that. You want them to be spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally unstable. You even want them to be homeless. You're even playing with their finances. And you even behind the scenes hacking their devices. And you threatening somebody that nobody will believe them. It's a strange thought for me. But you say somebody slow, crazy, retarded. And the trade on me. You better get it together. No, for real, no matter your tax bracket.
Let alone your age. It's disgusting to see how someone would sit there and call you crazy, but they're the one sending spell work towards you. Who's really crazy? You go into this warlock, that doctor, that practitioner, that tarot reader, doing voodoo, black magic, witchcraft in a toxic way, and God knows what other spell work you're playing with at the end of the day. It's a train of thought for me. But you sitting there saying that someone is crazy? Oh.
I think you might want to reevaluate your train of thought when it comes to your own self-control. Hello? Go within. It's kind of funny how they say that you're crazy. Nah, far from that, neighbor, far from a hater, didn't hit my vocabulary. It's kind of disrespectful. We on two different levels, coming from poverty and pain. You didn't want someone to understand their faith, a reality you couldn't understand. Self-reflecting to love yourself. Self-reflecting to love yourself. You know better than yourself. I can get body weight, not just shoe size. All the lies you have to tell. Hold on 1 second, neighbor. Don't dim your light another day, hater.
It's disgusting to see how these chicks and dudes with these bad habits, they be quick to talk about jealousy at the end of the day. But you quick to say that you don't want somebody to have your spot. Hold on 1 second. It be the train of thought for me. You got hate in your vein, because if you didn't, why would you want to shortchange somebody of a vision that you can't relate to, staying in your lane? It be the train of thought for me. Sitting there, call somebody a punk, B-I-T-C-H, or whatever the case may be. How they a snitch, but that was never the case. Hold on 1 second. We may not pray the same, but I still knew how to respect my neighbor even when you was weak.
No, every train thought for me. They don't want you to maintain your smile.
Healing, charm, and pain, they will never understand you and have to wild out when they try to antagonize you. The discrimination was real behind closed doors. They was hiding behind spell work. When you wasn't trying to catch a case, the energy is different. God didn't make a mistake when God allows you to believe in your faith. God revealed the devil, love, my enemy. That's two different types of levels. At the end of the day, when it comes to hold on 1 second, overcoming the storm, I still know how to respect my neighbor. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. They would never understand my vision, time, and day. Hold on 1 second. It was consistency. It was never a race when it comes to understanding elevation, because it takes the time to truly go within and actually do the thinking. It's a train of thought for me. How you got these chicks and dudes watching your every move, trying to paint you up to be a copycat, but you truly was far from the fool. It be the train of thought for me. Being authentic nowadays got certain folks been mentally unstable. They don't know if they coming or going. It be the train of thought for me. They said you whack, can you corner you and nobody? They said you whack, can you corner you and nobody? But hold on 1 second, God, hold on. You know, God's tone is different. It was never fair for being authentic. You stepped out on faith, they would never understand confidence. We ain't the same. How folks was trying to antagonize you. They paying this person, paying that person to dim your light, but you wasn't trying to catch a case. I may say what I said. I say that respectfully twice. What's the train of thought for me how the person in the back still ain't here? You know, being yourself is not a crime. How certain folks try to dim your light, but God made it bright. We may not pray the same, but I was far from a hater. Acting mature, going within, they would never understand your vision. We couldn't relate, but I still don't respect my neighbor. Always be yourself without dimming your light. Always be yourself without dimming your light. Hey, neighbor, neighbor, neighbor. Elevation looks good on you. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. When it comes to my creativity, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me, I come up with my own ideas by myself, and I say that respectfully. When someone says you don't have potential, you never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to see how folks will hack your devices and then say that you the copycat. Who the crazy, slow, stupid, retarded one at the end of the day? That's the trade though for me. I just not up for your one-sided ass conversation. Or they got your next door neighbor, different tax brackets, telling you every move like a bad habit, a contract that you never signed up for. They said that you wasn't woke at the end of the day, but you truly understood that God's vision hits different when it comes to going with an authentic. It's a light that they couldn't relate to, standing up for yourself. You know, because you didn't have to take an army to show up for you. You was your biggest cheerleader when one to do you wrong. Because God allowed you to see why you was truly strong. That faith hits different when it comes to confidence. God didn't make a mistake when it comes to hold on 1 second. Elevation truly does look good on you. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. It's disgusting to see how grown-ass men will want to bring harm towards a woman because she's speaking up for herself. It's disgusting to see how grown-ass men will go up against a female and then paint this female to be someone that she's truly not. Until it's your household or someone that you love and care. But it's finally men that's finally standing up and acting and holding a dick in their hand, right? And actually acting like men. Protecting the women. And I don't mean no disrespect. Because they was far from bitches. The train calling me! I gotta go! Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm not genuine rule of respect, and my content is not for everybody. It's really disgusting to see how men will go up against women. Why are you putting yourself in competition with a female in the first place? Why? Why are you bringing harm towards a sister? That's somebody's mother. That's somebody's niece, somebody's cousin, somebody's loved one. Because you lack self-control. And then you sit there and say, well, I got a whole bunch of family members in different tax brackets. They will send spellwork towards you to make you a weak bitch. To make you miserable. You know, we all don't play with spellwork. When it comes to being real. It's a train of thought for me. Everybody don't use their gifts the same. It's finally men standing up and acting like what the fuck they got between their legs like real men do. Showing up for that sister. Showing up as he would want somebody to show up for his child, his loved one, his wife, and that corner store. Not just the corner store. But when she goes from point A to Z and somebody disrespects her. It's finally men standing up. It's a train of thought for me. Because they're far from weak. Regardless if they came from poverty and pain. There's some men that didn't have a mother. But they still knew how to respect that sister.
It's some men that didn't have a father in the household, but they still knew how to protect that sister. It's still a father that just lost a child or a loved one that still knows how to protect a sister. He wasn't acting like a bitch. Didn't matter his culture, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. He was talking with his chest like a man do. That energy is different. It wasn't an attitude. He didn't have to get disrespectful. He understood the assignment at the end of the day. I got your back with no malicious intentions. That energy is different. I don't want nothing from you besides to be safe in these streets. That energy is different. Even when society paints this man to be a criminal, this man still protected that sister. And by him protecting that sister from the enemy, he wasn't looking for a handout. He wasn't looking for nothing behind it, because you know why? He prayed to go within and he asked God. Gave my guidance for the day. I hope I have a good day. If I'm able to save a life when someone wasn't able to save mine, I'm very so much thankful to get that strength. Not all men think like that. It was a day where that brother almost lost his self, and nobody understood his tears. Nobody understood how he was wearing a smile when he truly wanted to frown, but it was within. He didn't know peace. Chaos and confusion in the streets allow him to feel like, hold on a second, I ain't worthy. The energy is different. It brought him peace, fine, and at the end of the day, if I'm able to save a life today, I'm very so much thankful that God saved me. The energy is different. Everybody's not the same. People pick and choose who they want to bully. People are so quick to pull out a phone and start recording when altercations are happening, or a child is being kidnapped, or a woman is being RAP'd, and this is going on over here, that's going on over there. Little kids fighting, people just pulling out phones and just watching it. But then you have a mother or a father or a loved one that just stepped out their house and they stopped the situation because they will hope that someone would do that for their household. A mother's in a hospital right now, a father's in a hospital right now that can't protect their baby because their baby are out here in these streets right now, and they're going from point A to Z, and they're just praying that their baby is covered and protected. And to know that somebody tried to rob their baby, how a stranger was able to stop the enemy, or that baby just lost their wallet, and a stranger said, hey, bring your ass here, bring your ass here. They picked up their wallet and gave it to them in their hand. They wasn't being greedy. They wasn't looking for nothing. They would hope somebody would do that for them. It's a mother and father that's incarcerated right now that can't protect their baby in these streets. Regardless if that mother and father wasn't able to be in that baby's life. They just hope and pray that that baby is safe in these streets, and that the enemy at the end of the day doesn't take them down. How that baby went from point A to Z and got lost when it came to direction, and someone came into their life not to manipulate them, not to look for a handout, not to hurt them. Someone was able to respect that baby, because that's all that mother and father pray for, was to show that baby guidance. Not just show that baby guidance. That stranger didn't want to be that baby's mother. That stranger did not want to be that baby, the mother or the father in the situation. That was a neighbor helping another neighbor. I got your back. I'm not here to project spell work towards you. I'm not here to energy harvest off your energy. I'm not here to destiny swipe at you. I'm not here to gang stalk you, or to blackmail you against you when you're voicing how you're feeling, because of the fact that your mother and your father's incarcerated and your grandmother's on her last breath right now, and you're barely able to eat right now because the provider in the household is about to have their last breath.
and the mother and father's not able to protect that baby. Everybody's circumstances is not the same. There's mothers and fathers that don't care about their child. There's mothers and fathers that close doors on their child's lives. And it's certain mothers and fathers that paint a narrative that their child is a certain way when their child is not. All because of the fact they want to be able to control the narrative of that child. But they're there for everybody else but that child. There's certain children that go into certain systems that are not protected or loved or respected. And they just looking for that one person to show up. To show them at the end of the day that you matter, you are worthy. I'm not here to bring harm towards you. I'm not here to poison your food. I'm not here to poison your drink. I'm not here to abuse you. You've been abused enough. You've been manipulated enough. You did things at the end of the day that you're not okay with. But somebody hears you and cares about you. Somebody said that nobody cares, just deal with life. Don't nobody care about you. Somebody cares. Until it's your circumstance and your situation, you will understand. My content is now everybody, and now I'm not even on the spot. It's being real. Stop the violence. It's disgusting to see how people more older than you or not, how people will project spell work towards you because they lack self-control when it comes to discipline. How folks want to control the narrative of your life because of the fact that they feel that you're vulnerable, or they think that you're too kind, or whatever the case may be. They say that you're slow, stupid, and retarded, or whatever the case may be. When someone goes through pain, you don't never see it. Just like when someone goes through body pain, you cannot see it. People pick and choose who they want to kick down and bully. It doesn't matter about someone's tax bracket at the end of the day, they come from poverty and pain or not. Just like you just lost a loved one, or you're dealing with pain, you got a toothache, but you don't look like it though. Everybody doesn't carry their pain the same. Just because someone decides to walk a block or two or three at the end of the day, they still dealing with pain within. It doesn't matter if it's physical, emotionally, or not. Someone is going from point A to Z and is still trying. It's like when a person still tries, you still sit there to find a way to kick them the fuck down. And then you sit there trying to control the fucking narrative of someone's fucking life. Because you lack fucking self-control. And because someone speaks up for themselves, you want to project spell work towards somebody. Because someone said, you know what, I'm speaking my truth. You a weak bitch. Anybody that gotta project spell work on an innocent person, you're a weak bitch. You are. If you gotta go to this warlock, that tarot reader, that practitioner, you gotta dibble and dabble in voodoo, witchcraft, or whatever the case may be, and then you're doing behind the scenes of hacking someone's devices, you're taking it to the extreme. And then you got someone monitoring someone's every move at the end of the day. It tells a lot about your character traits. Because someone didn't sign up for your one-sided ass contract at the end of the day. And then you sit there and say something is mentally wrong with somebody because they see your bullshit. My content is not everybody. And then you sit there and energy harvest off somebody's energy. But then you sit there and say something is mentally wrong with somebody. But you trying to energy harvest off the next person's energy. You wouldn't be far where you at right now if you didn't energy harvest off the next motherfucking energy, the next person's energy, if you didn't know how to fucking go in within a hill. If you knew how to go in and heal, you'd probably be more further in your life. Because trying to energy harvest off someone's energy at the end of the day, you're not going to get but so far. And this is what happens when people energy harvest off people's energy. They want to get them locked to put them in a cycle so that innocent person won't be able to speak up for themselves. And they'll be labeled mentally ill. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Gang stalking is real until it's your household. And you're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. It's disgusting to see how someone will sit there and say, they would talk about jealousy, but be in the background trying to kick somebody down because they don't want someone to take their spot. When an innocent person just knew how to respect their neighbor. We may not praise him, I ain't got hate in my vein. You know, it's innocent people that are authentic. They don't want your spot. Because when they're dealing with God, that energy is different. We just in our own lane holding ourselves down at the end of the day. A character that you can't relate to is being authentic. Because if you knew how to be authentic at the end of the day, you wouldn't be sitting there taking notes, being inspired somebody. And I say that respectfully. Going within and realize, hold on a second, somebody's actually on to something. It's a train of thought for me. It's disgusting to see how someone will sit there and call you a bum, B-I-T-C-H, or call you a copycat, but they're sitting there watching you, but won't put respect on your name. They can't even approach you and respect you, regardless of what they did. Regardless of what you did to the innocent person, you still can't even acknowledge at the end of the day to put respect on somebody's name. And that person never had to do anything to you. It's disgusting to see that. How individuals with energy harvest off someone's energy, or even project sport towards an innocent person, it won't even put respect on their name because someone truly inspired you. Someone allowed you to come out to your comfort zone. Something that certain folks won't be able to relate to. Some things that certain folks won't even know about you. And you still haven't expressed certain things about yourself yet. It's a train of thought for me. It's not a crime to say that somebody inspired you. It's not. Because someone comes from poverty and pain and they're not in the same tax bracket as you at the end of the day. So what? It's disgusting to see how these same individuals with different tax brackets will try to humble an innocent person because someone lives in poverty and pain. How could you humble somebody when God is guiding them? And God already humbled that baby. We may not pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. I'm not using respect. It's called respect, neighbor. You don't gotta like somebody, just stay in your lane. There's no need to project spoke towards an innocent person to project your own pain. Someone didn't have to bring harm towards you. Someone didn't have to threaten your life. But you in the background doing a whole lot. But God saw everything that you was doing behind closed doors, not a lot I was told. Someone made you uncomfortable because they was being authentic. Yeah, I do come to me spells. You know, God saw that too. They say God not real, but God's been keeping it real. You know what you did to the last person, you probably psyched them up their free will. You probably made them a crash out. You probably made them an addict. You probably made them this, that, and all different types of stuff. You probably poisoned their food or they drink. There's certain individuals that talk about God that do it for likes and views and clout chasing and fame. But God was never that type of timing. Never. The good God with no malicious intentions, it was never that type of timing. It was never about likes and views and clout chasing or fame. God was never about fame. God was never about fame. God was about going within. To understand that at the end of the day, God is bringing you balance to understand why you believe in your faith. The unconditional love hits different. When you couldn't count on nobody. They pick and choose who could talk about spirituality. They pick and choose who could talk about God. They pick and choose who they want to shadow ban to talk about God. They pick and choose who they would talk about spirituality and shadow ban. How these people behind closed doors and different tax brackets will sit there and dig up your past. And the people they dig up the past with at the end of the day, they still don't even know you. Because they was doing stuff for likes and views and clout chasing. A reflection that you never had to run from was telling the truth as to who you was. Can't nobody ever tell your story better than you, regardless who's watching you, observing you, and I say that respectfully. Because they would never know what's going on mentally in here. No next door neighbor, no tax bracket could tell your story better than you. Even when they plot a scene and say that you was there that day. Can nobody ever tell your story better than you. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's disgusting how you can respect somebody all day long, how folks will invite you to their table just to humiliate you, just to disrespect you. How you can respect somebody and motivate somebody at the end of the day. And because you love yourself, they calling you fake. They like God not real. God don't love you because you're gay. Why? What makes me better than you at the end of the day? If you actually believe in faith, we may not pray the same. You can relate to yourself to understand at the end of the day. One day God will allow you to heal. It's a train of thought for me. My Heavenly Mother, Father never moved their hands off of me, regardless of what the circumstances is. It's folks in the background that's trying to make me homeless. It's folks in the background that's playing with smoke when it comes to my finances. It's folks in the background projecting smoke towards me. It's folks in the background trying to energy harvest off my energy. It's folks in the background that try to destiny swipe with me, but you cannot destiny swipe with a child of God, a divine one, a real chosen one, a real God. Folks so what they gods all day. But a real God at the end of the day does not kick their neighbor down. They tell their neighbor to get their shit together. We ain't the same neighbor. I know I can repeat any he say, she say conversation because one thing I don't run from is my past, regardless of what storyline that you have. It's disgusting to see how an individual will sit behind the screen and hack your devices, watch your most vulnerable state of moments in your life, taking your clothes off and doing certain things and trying to blackmail you against you. But then when you speak up for yourself, they say that your voice doesn't matter. It's disgusting. Because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to your household. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody, and I don't live in fear, and I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. It's not a crime to want to see people around you elevate. But it's disgusting when folks start to put you in competition when you was never competing. It's disgusting to see how someone tried to antagonize you just to get a reaction out of you. Because someone from your past said that you an aggressive person when it comes to someone playing in your face, or you move this certain way, or you move this certain way, or you move this certain way, or you move this certain way. The only reason why you was moving that way is because folks was lying on you. Because folks was trying to control the narrative of your life. Because you genuinely had a beautiful heart. You know, when you have a beautiful heart, at the end of the day, they like to paint you out to be the villain in their story. Or because now they can't use you and abuse you anymore. And then Matthew 8 bracket, how God reveals the enemy and allows you to walk away. It's a train of thought for me. You know, when you outgrow the old, they would never understand maturing. That body weight hits different. Wasn't like in my shoe side. You would never understand elevation. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they don't look at you like competition. And I say that respectfully. They don't look at you like competition, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And they don't have hate in their vein, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's disgusting to see how people sit here and make money off of you and try to control the storyline of your life. But don't even put respect on your name. How they hide behind closed doors, still projecting spell work in the ill way. Got you shadow being right to left when it comes to your reality, talking about nobody's ever going to hear you when it comes to you telling the truth. How they pay certain people to paint you a narrative that you truly not at the end of the day. How this type of stuff actually happens. How they pay certain individuals to say certain things to see if you're going to react. Are you going to comply? You never sign up for someone's one-sided ass conversation. It's a train of thought for me. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, the elevation when it comes to growth is different. It didn't matter if someone came from poverty and pain or not. It doesn't matter where they at in their healing journey. They don't got animosity towards you. They're not trying to bring harm towards you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, they not say that respectfully. They see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not trying to blackmail you against you. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing. They don't destiny swipe with you. They don't energy harvest off your energy. They don't project spell work towards you. And they don't gang stalk you. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. We may not pray the same, but respect a two-way street. When the right folks walk into your life, that elevation kicks in differently. That maturity, they actually acting their body when they shoe size. Like one I was told, how they actually cheering you on behind closed doors, up close in person. They would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. God truly works in mysterious ways. God actually showed you a miracle could truly actually happen. How your past living in reality, something that you never wasn't running from. But finally, you got genuine, authentic people in your life truly being genuine and respecting you, being loyal at the end of the day. It was never about a dollar, and I say this respectfully. Because when genuine people walk into your life, y'all pour into each other. You pour into each other. You do. I see somebody hungry, I'm gonna feed my neighbor. My neighbors see somebody hungry, we're gonna feed each other. It's a train of thought for me. We all don't operate the same. I don't have to know you to respect you. That's the problem with people. People feel like because you're more gifted or you're more talented or you're this or whatever the case may be, like, nah, you think you're better than somebody, but that was never the case. Everybody started somewhere in life, regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not. Everybody started somewhere in their journey. When it comes to having fake ass people in your life, then you realize why you had to let go of those fucking fake ass people in your life that was doing it for likes and views and clout chasing and fame. And then you realize that, hold on 1 second. Yeah.
I'm gonna count it over here to say, damn it. No.
When I'm gonna finally be at peace with myself. I know how to love me. I know how to choose me. I'm confident within my own skin. I'm confident with stepping out on faith. I'm confident knowing that I can maintain my own smile. I'm confident knowing that I can fix my crown. I'm confident knowing that then if I have a good or bad day, I'm going to be okay. I'm confident to know when I have an empty stomach, I ain't got food in my fridge. I know at the end of the day that God's not going to mislead me. Language is different. When God hears your prayers, it was never for likes and views or clout of fame. How when individuals that don't even have to know you become family. When individuals didn't even have to know you actually pour into your cup. Didn't matter a relationship when it comes to the subject, let alone a tax bracket. They didn't have habits at the end of the day, when it comes to dimming your light. Because they actually wanted the debris bright. Because they wanted you to become your best self vision of yourself when it comes to your potential. The energy is different. They didn't want you to be the issue. How the outside world was looking at you. The energy is different when it comes to confidence, standing on business. They would never understand how you overcame a storm. Certain folks can't relate to, hold on 1 second. You was never a hater regardless of what you was going through. The energy is different. It's individuals that never had jealousy and hate and envy within them. It didn't matter if someone had more than them. It didn't matter if someone had a bigger house than them. It didn't matter if someone had a car or not. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if you were bald-headed or not.
No, it's a shake off of me. I'm on your tax bracket or whatever the case may be.
Or even if you was in a relationship or not. It didn't matter. Someone was not a hater. But some individuals will paint you out to be one when you really wasn't. It's a train of thought for me. When God shows up, God shows out with the right people in your life. The energy is different when it comes to growth and maturing. It was never for likes and views or cloud chasing when God is in existence. They say God not real, but I'm very much thankful God's been keeping it real. God was never for sale. Never. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I'm nice and I'm respected. I'm wrapping this video up. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Because you love yourself, And you can walk into somebody's life that is going through insecurity problems, or they're having problems when it comes to their own identity. You can still respect somebody. And it doesn't matter your tax bracket if you come from poverty and pain. They will sit there and try to have you robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And then try to hide their hands. Heck, hold on one second, like nothing even happened. But God saw what they was doing behind closed doors, their bad habits. Or because you acknowledge somebody they had worth within them, becoming their best self vision of themselves. But they wanted them, you like to paint you out to be the villain in their story. But you put it in God's hands. And it's just different when it comes to elevation. Always be yourself, no malicious intentions. Because you love yourself, someone wants to dim your light when it comes to your confidence because they didn't have none. When you was cheering them on, and they want to do you wrong. My content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I never gave no neighbor and no tax bracket, no next door neighbor, no tax bracket, permission to use my creativity as their own. It's disgusting how your neighbor in different tax bracket will use your creativity and make money off of you and won't even put respect on your name. How they watching your every move, telling everybody your every move, and they a contract you never signed up for, and then they sit there and say something's mentally wrong with you. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. When God sends the right people into your life, respect's a two-way street. I would never reach out to you, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is really real. And one thing I don't have to do is lie about folks hacking my devices and more, or even my accounts. I would never reach out to you, and I say that respectfully. It's disgusting to know that grown-ass men and women, or even younger, play these type of games still in 2025. Like, get a hobby, a real one. It's a train of thought for me. You still ain't hit the gym yet. You still ain't go out there and actually love yourself. You still ain't healed from that last relationship, still calling up your ex and you married.
And the train thought for me. Y'all some weird motherfuckers playing this little game and shit.
Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. They say God not real, but God is really real. I would never hurt myself when I say that respectfully, even when they say I'm mentally ill. People pick and choose who they want to use that label towards. But when God shows up at the end of the day, and you may be a Papa Long or not, that strength is different when it comes to your life. That intuition. It gives you balance. It gives you the awareness of knowing at the end of the day, it's okay to cry. It's okay to know that you are worthy. And God didn't tell a lie. Because God was never for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. It wasn't. It's not. How folks out here making money off of God at the end of the day, and God was never for sale. And these people playing in God's face. But God sees everything. I don't wish bad on nobody, but they'll wish bad on me.
Now, and the train thought for me. Speak your truth, when the motherfucker said, nobody gonna believe you.
I'm nice, and I'm respect.
Peace and respect, shit, neighbor, stop the voice. Me, man, I don't know, damn, yellow, go, you, neighbor, damn, yellow, height. I gotta go.
It's disgusting to see how someone will relay a message to somebody for them to give it to somebody else at the end of the day. It don't matter someone's tax bracket, if they celebrity or not, or it don't matter what environment somebody in. Jealousy and envy and hate is really real, and it's disgusting. It really is. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I say that respectfully. For an individual to have that mindset, I just hope nobody project it on your own baby. Regardless if you're trying to get yourself together, if you're an entrepreneur or not. I just hope nobody does it to your kids or someone that you love and care about at the end of the day. And I say that respectfully. We ain't the same when it comes to having potential. When it comes to common sense, something I wasn't running from my past, the energy is different. So that you outgrow at the end of the day, better yourself, they would never understand that, hold on 1 second, why that door closed for all the right reasons. You know, no mother or father or loved one should have to walk around knowing that someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline because someone wants to have somebody robbed mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. No mother or father or loved one should have to worry about that. Worry about the fact that someone lacks self-control or discipline It didn't matter if someone's tax bracket. It didn't matter if someone came from poverty and pain or not. It didn't matter if it was a one-person household or two-family household or not, or how someone was taught how to love or not. At the end of the day, respect's a two-way street because people pick and choose who they want to bully. People pick and choose who they want to humiliate. People pick and choose, oh no, I don't want you to be well established faster than me. I don't want you to do this in life. I don't want you to do this in life. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because someone lacks self-control. It doesn't matter what subject that is in a relationship at the end of the day. When you walk away from somebody, that door's already closed. People be trying to make themselves irrelevant in your life at the end of the day to try to shortchange you of your vision when it comes to your future. Or because they lack self-control when it comes to discipline. How someone will try to sit there and try to ruin your life, ruin your reputation to paint you out to be somebody you're truly not. No mother, no father, or loved one should have to lose a loved one due to hate crime, due to violence, due to domestic violence, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially, to be set to their free will, because someone lacks self-control. It should be no reason why someone is screaming that they're at peace with themselves, they're in a new relationship, or they moved on with their life. It should be no reason why you're so concerned about what someone else got going on in their life if you're so much at peace with yourself. It's a train of thought for me. Protect your energy, protecting your family. Stop the violence. Stay out of trouble.
Peace and respect, say respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Here's the train of thought for me. Always be yourself. Don't dim your light. Go, you never don't dim your light.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. To the genuine ones, just because someone gave up on you or overlooked you during your journey, never give up on yourself. You matter and you're worthy. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Loving yourself is not a crime. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or an overnight process, and I say that respectfully. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.